Hi everyone. Today we will be going over some of the key tax law changes for 2025 tax year, which we will be filing in 2026. So some of the items that we need to keep a lookout for. Major changes for 2025 tax year. The standard deduction has increased from last year. For single filers, it's $15,750. Married filing jointly, $31,500, and for head of household, it will be $23,625. So please be a lookout for the increase in standard deduction if you're using standard deduction. There is an increase in child tax credit as well. So from $2,000, the amount per child has increased to $2,200. So every child with an SSN will be eligible for child tax credit, and children under the age of 17 will be eligible for this $2,200 credit. Children over 17 and above, they will be eligible for other dependent credit, which still remains at $500. Change with the SALT cap. The state and local income tax cap has raised for 2025 tax year. Previously, the SALT cap was at $10,000, but now the cap has increased to $40,000 for married filing jointly and $20,000 for married filing separately or single filers. So if you are paying more taxes, and in the past, if you've been using standard deduction, make sure you're trying out the itemized deduction this year. Maybe it might be beneficial because the SALT cap has raised now. And of course, there is income phase out. Once your income total, your modified adjusted gross income exceeds $600,000, the limit is back to $10,000. Again, this is a temporary provision as part of the OB3 Act. So this SALT cap raise is applicable for tax years 2025 to 2029. And there is also an annual 1% increase in the cap. We also have the new senior deduction for 2025. Again, elders over the age of 65 or older will be eligible for this additional deduction. Any individual that is over 65, that is 65 or older, will be eligible for an additional $6,000 in additional deduction. If you're married filing jointly and both of you are 65 or older, then you will get an additional deduction of $12,000. Again, this is not applicable if you're married filing separately. You need to be either filing single or head of household or married filing jointly. Again, there is income phase out for married filing jointly. If your if your modified adjusted gross income exceeds $250,000, then you don't get this deduction anymore. Similarly, there is also the income threshold for the single and head of household filers. No tax on tips and overtime. I wouldn't say no tax because this is only federal tax deduction. Tips and overtime income is still subject to the Social Security and Medicare taxes. Technically, anyone that has overtime income or tips income that paid overtime or tips income in 2025, you can deduct up to $25,000 of the overtime income or tip income when you're filing jointly as a deduction for federal tax purposes. So, you don't have to pay federal tax on this amount of income. EV credits. Electric vehicle credit is ending as of September 30th, 25. So any electric vehicles purchased before September 30th will qualify for the electric vehicle credit, but any vehicle purchased after this date will not receive the credit. So make sure if you purchased an electric vehicle in 2025, check the date, and if you're eligible, make sure to complete the electric vehicle credit form. Otherwise, you're not eligible. And this is interest on new car loans. This is also new for 2025 tax year. If you purchased a new vehicle in 2025 that you use for personal purposes, the vehicle cannot be used for business or commercial purposes. It must be a new vehicle that you're using for personal use. And if you have a standard auto loan on that vehicle, then you can deduct up to $10,000 of the interest paid in that particular year. Now, this does not apply to existing vehicles. It applies only to new cars. Again, the final assembly of the car must be in the United States. There are certain specifications for eligibility of the vehicle. And again, there is income phase out. If your income exceeds a certain, if your modified adjusted gross income exceeds $2,000 for joint filers, then, it completely phases out. And we also have the new Trump account for the newborn babies. Any newborn in 2025 will be eligible, to receive $1,000 federal contribution to the Trump account. So the eligibility will be, any child born between Jan 2025 to 2028 will qualify to get that $1,000 federal contribution. How to get that account initiated? There are two methods of doing it. You file a form when you file your tax returns, or you can also apply through online using, the trumpaccounts.gov website. Again, this website is still not live, and it is expected to be available by July 2026. That's the timeline that we are looking at this point of time. So the parent can apply, complete the form when they're filing the tax return. But however, the account will be, activated sometime in summer of 2026. Again, the parent is also allowed to contribute up to $5,000 to this Trump account. So any newborn in 2025, make sure you're filing this form along with your tax return. Even if you miss out on filing the form, you're able to create the online account. You're able to create the account online, so you can do it in summer 2026. So those were the items, and of course we do have some new forms coming in that we need to be aware of when we are filing your 2025 tax return. So we have the 4547 form. This is the Trump account form that we discussed about. So this is the form that is available to be included as part of your 2025 tax return filing. And for all the other additional deductions, there is this new Schedule 1A form that is, available as part of your tax return filing for this year. So you might want to look out for this one if you have any of the following items, like if you did report, tax on tips and overtime, then that comes under this additional deductions form. And if you are reporting your car loan interest, then you need to provide the VIN number of the car and also the amount that is, that you're reporting as car loan interest. That goes on, again, that flows to the Schedule 1A form, and the additional deduction for seniors is also reported under this form. So these are the items that goes on the Schedule 1A. So this is a new form that is available, that will be available when you file your 2025 tax returns. So those were the items that I wanted to share with you all today. I will continue to share more information. Please subscribe to my channel, and we can talk more about taxes. Bye.